any good thesis statement and what a thesis statement does in your paper. So a thesis statement is the claim you make that is the theme of your entire essay, and it addresses the essay question given. So you're going to use thesis statements for the rest of your career in high school and college, and like English papers, history papers, and you're going to be writing a lot of papers. So here are 4 things we're going to think about when you're making any thesis statement. So first, you're going to make sure you understand the essay question. Do you understand what the topic is asking? And after that, you're going to ask yourself, what do I think? What do you think the answer to the essay question is? And so once you have a general idea of what your thesis statement is going to be, you're going to make sure, is this an argument that's debatable? So any thesis statement shouldn't just be like a fact about history or a fact about a book. It's going to be something that you're uniquely arguing. And fourth, you're going to make sure, is there evidence I can use to support this thesis statement? So any good thesis statement isn't just a random argument totally unrelated. It has to be grounded in evidence and examples. So it could be like historical events or examples from the text that you use for an English class. So any good thesis statement is going to accomplish 3 things. First, your thesis statement should answer the essay question. It's going to be the theme of your entire essay. So you got to make sure you understand what the question is asking. Second, your thesis statement should be an argument someone could disagree with, not just a fact. So is there another side to this debate that someone could write a similar paper about? And finally, any good thesis statement is going to be something the rest of your essay is going to support. So you got to make sure there are examples that you can point to from history, if it's a history paper, or in the text from for an English class. So we're going to do a quick pulse check. I'm going to give you 3 thesis statements after this, and you're going to give me thumbs up, thumbs down, and thumbs sideways. So does it fulfill those 3 criteria? So, the first one, Caroline, can you read that for us?
The Connecticut Compromise created a bicameral Congress with a House of Representatives and a Senate.
Right, so all these are going to be about what we're talking about in history class, the Constitutional Convention. So what do we think? Up, down, or sideways? Millie, why do you think it's down?
That's just a fact.
Right, exactly. So there's no claim being made. It does probably address the essay question if we're talking about the Constitutional Convention, but there's no argument you can make. That's just what happened. Okay, Kyle, can you read this for us?
The Connecticut Compromise is the most important compromise of the Constitutional Convention.
Okay, up, down, or sideways? What do we think? All right, Jessica, why do you think so? Why do you give it a thumb sideways?
Because it's like an opinion and you could argue it, but it might be hard to do with evidence.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, and finally, Becca, can you read this one for us?
The Connecticut Compromise was the most important compromise of the Constitutional Convention because it ensured that big and small states would be adequately represented in Congress.
Okay, up, down, or sideways? What do we think? Caroline, why do you think it's thumbs up?
Because it addresses the question, it can be argued, and there's a way to provide evidence for it.
Exactly, so it fulfills all 3. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have that intact, we know how to think about creating a good thesis statement. We have the 4 questions. You can ask yourself, what do I think? What's the essay question? What do I think? Is this an argument someone could disagree with? And is there evidence I can use to support? We have a little chant we're going to do, just so you can remember like the important parts of a thesis statement. So, the first part of the chant emphasizes how important thesis statements are to your papers. Any good paper is going to have a great thesis statement. The third line is making sure you read the essay topic and understand it. Second, you have to answer the essay topic. Make sure you are answering the question, and your thesis statement addresses the essay question. Second, you're going to make sure you're arguing something. So you're going to argue something that in your thesis statement is going to be a claim. And finally, you're going to make sure that you're using examples that are supporting your thesis. So we're going to do kind of like hand games. So we're going to do it together, and then I'm going to do one round, and then we'll do it together. So, yeah, good. All right, so thesis, what to understand to make your paper the best that you can. Read it, answer it, argue your own point, describe examples to support that point. Thesis, what to understand to make your paper the best that you can. Read it, answer it, argue your own point, describe examples to support that point. Yay!
Es perfecto.